Well, hello there.
Hi.
All the way from Jamaica.
Jamaica, man. Woo!
I mean, we're probably home by the time you see this video, but we were here.
We were at Hedonism, which is a swingers resort in Jamaica.
Yeah, Negril.
And we came with Young Swingers Week, so there were, well, actually all ages here, but mainly this is for the young swingers, 20 to 40-year-olds. What are we talking about today, Florence?
So we're going to talk to you about swinging and open relationships. Firstly, what is the difference?
I don't 100% know, but I think swinging is when you go and do it together, and having an open relationship is when you can fuck other people separately.
Yeah, that's what I get from it.
Yeah, but then also swapping is different as well.
Yeah.
Because swapping is when you're, again, with
your partner.
But
you swap partners with another couple. Your boyfriend would fuck their girlfriend and you would fuck their boyfriend.
And swinging is just kind of like a whole mess.
Orgies, like everything goes.
Yeah.
As long as you want it to as well. Like there's so many different levels of it.
Oh yeah, I mean when we first arrived, we've got necklaces to say what kind of level we were. It was beginning, sort of middle, which was like up for fucking, but it depends on who and where, and then there was blue, which was like
up for a fuck
anytime, anywhere, any person.
What if you have a threesome? Is that just having an open relationship or is that swinging?
I would say that a threesome would be swinging. Swinging is definitely more having a threesome because you're there with your partner, you're enjoying the situation together, and then maybe when it's a foursome, that's when you swap.
Yeah.
But you don't have to swap either.
Yeah.
I mean, there could just be a guy watching while the other guy fucks two girls.
So I'm not in an open relationship. So I got the green band, which sort of stood for newbie, just like being a nudist and kind of just checking everything out.
Like beginners.
Yeah, a beginner. So people could potentially approach me and ask me to get involved in things, but they would be like very respectful and, well, they'd be respectful in all situations, but they would just make sure I was okay with everything. And I was able to say, sorry, no, I'm not in an open relationship, and I'm not doing any swinging, and they were all cool with that.
Super cool and like talkative. A lot of people who think that they're beginners actually think that they'll be made fun of or laughed at, and it's completely the opposite here.
Yeah, so welcoming.
So
like
welcoming.
People just want to like teach you their ways, like
talk to you about it, help you understand, because they're like, oh my god, it's someone else in the community, potential.
Yeah.
Not as in potential fuck, but like it's such a friendly community to be in.
And like, because in the outside world, people don't really understand it. Like, even actually before I even came on this trip, I didn't really understand like swinging or open relationships. I was like, how could you be okay with your partner fucking other people?
Definitely.
But being here this week has made it so much clearer.
I mean, I get asked that all the time. Like, oh my god, you're in an open relationship. How can you be okay with that? It depends on your partner, depends on you. You know, not everybody loves the same way, and that's how we love. That's how we love each other.
Yeah.
Sex is a very different thing to love for us, and a lot of people can't separate that, which is totally understandable. Also jealousy, you have to be confident, you have to, as in your relationship, you have to trust one another.
Yeah, it's all about the trust.
Yes.
And knowing that your relationship is so secure that you will come back to that person at the end of the day, even if you're fucking loads of other people. And you have to be 100% certain that that person's not going to start developing feelings anywhere else. Because I guess if you're starting to worry about that, that's when the lifestyle gets a bit complicated.
Yeah, I mean, we are human and mistakes can happen and feelings can develop, but you just have to communicate and talk about it all the time. Talk about every single step, whether or not you're thinking about it, or you've tried it and you weren't sure, or you want to try it. You talk about everything, even when you're fucking other people, or when you're in a scenario like with another couple. You always communicate and check in with each other. Is this okay? Do you like that? I mean, while I've been on this trip, I've constantly been checking in on my boyfriend and saying like, how are you? Are you okay with me being on this trip? I hope you're not feeling too down. I wish you were here. And luckily he's been really supportive and proud of me and saying like, good on you. Like, I loved been following your stories, and I can't wait for you to tell me what happened when you came back. And also he got laid as well back home. So there's like, we wouldn't be able to do that if we weren't fully secure. So
yeah, definitely.
obviously, as you know, I'm in an open relationship, and I got the red band, which means I'm up for fucking, but it depends on who and where and why.
Yeah. So I don't have any experience with having an open relationship. All the relationships that I've ever had have been monogamous. Never even cheated, just always been with that one person. I always found it really confusing to think like, why would people want to do this? And in my relationship at the moment, I am not in an open relationship, and that's okay too. And
Yeah,
like,
that's so okay.
it's what I wanted to say really is that being in this resort as well, there wasn't like, no one cared that I was here and I wasn't able to do anything.
You could literally come to a resort like this and be completely closed and not want to play with people and just be there and watch and be nude and enjoy the other people enjoying other people. And if you fancy dipping your toe in, you can. And if you don't want to, no one's going to hold against that. You know, they're actually more curious about it. Like, oh, why are you that way? And that's really cool. You have that relationship and you're open and you want to talk about it.
So what are your experiences with swinging and open relationships?
Well, when I first, this is my first open relationship, but we've been together nearly 5 years now. And it's the first relationship that seems to have worked. When we got together, I was like, I don't want to be monogamous, but it wasn't like open straight away. There was a lot of talking and discussion and building up to it. We've had a couple of threesomes with other girls. We've gone to a couple of fetish parties where loads of stuff has happened, and then this is sort of like the pinnacle moment where I've gone to a swingers resort and my boy's back at home. Yeah, I've had some really good experiences so far. I did a soft swap with a couple, which is where we do everything but penetration. So there's a lot of oral, sucking and licking, and it was amazing. It was so much fun. Then the last one was I actually did a full swinging penetrative swap with a couple, and it was just perfect. It was just really fun for all of us. Everyone was checking in with each other and it was so equal. There was not one moment where you even saw them like checking in on each other. Because we started in the playroom and Florence was there watching, but like looking at everything else as well. But then when things got pretty gay,
I left.
There was also a girl that joined our little foursome thing. So it's the couple and this other girl, and she only did girl, which meant that she didn't want to do anything with a bloke, but she was happy to do stuff with girls.
Yeah, everyone here has different boundaries and different rules that they set each other in their relationships, and things that they agree on together in their relationships. So some couples only get with girls. Some couples only get with one person rather than
multiple,
swapping couples completely. Some people include penetration in their swaps, some people don't. Basically, it's kind of like there's so many different options, and you can find something that will suit your relationship. That's how it seems.
It just depends on where and that can change as well. You could do a full swap one day and not fancy it another day. And that's completely normal. With the couple, I made sure I checked in. I was like, are you ready to share your boyfriend's cock? And she was like, oh yeah. And I was like, oh, amazing. But then I could be with someone that's like, oh no, we don't do that. And I'll be like, that's totally cool. Let's carry on playing. It does depend on where you are at the time.
How do people deal with swapping partners? Like, how do you manage that jealousy?
Because jealousy is a real thing. It's a real emotion.
I mean, that's why I feel like I could never be in that sort of relationship, because I am a really jealous person, and that might be because I don't have enough confidence in myself.
It could be, but it's also, you don't really know until you try it. Like baby steps. If you know you're the type of person that if your boyfriend is talking to another girl and you get so fucking jealous that it destroys you, then it might not be the best way to go about it. But if you think that, I don't mind it if my boyfriend flirts with somebody else. But that also depends on your relationship with each other, how you communicate. Again, confidence, like, I know, I hate saying that, he'll come back to me at the end of the day, but it's not, half of it's not really about that. It's about like,
it's not about you feeling like arrogant that he's not gonna like go off with anyone else. It's that you're feeling that
secure.
You're that secure in your relationship.
Or secure in myself. That if he was to be a stupid cunt and go off with somebody else, like, that's his loss. But that wouldn't you know, well, I'm never saying never,
Yeah.
but that stuff doesn't happen when you're constantly talking and communicating. And there are times where I have been jealous, and I have said to him like, oh yeah, that made me like really jealous. And because it's such a rare emotion for us, it's actually kind of nice. Like, you were jealous of that. Oh, okay. Well, I'll make sure I don't step further into that and piss you off.
But how do you unpack that hurt then?
Talking about it and getting through it, because if you are hurt, that's okay, but you need to unpack it. You're either gonna let it linger and stick with you forever, or you're gonna let go of it, both of you. And it could take time, but if you're willing to take that time to get rid of that hurt, that's where it's gonna work.
Yeah, so people can get over it and try it out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The biggest thing, I mean, we say it about everything, but it's communication.
Communication is everything. It's the key to good sex, it's the key to body confidence, it's the key to having an open relationship, talking about even having just a good friendship, like being open and honest about everything.
Yeah.
And that's what makes things work, because otherwise if you start hiding things, it gets complicated and it snowballs and you can't move past it and you end up holding it as resentment.
Yeah, I think that's probably the worst thing that you could do if you're in an open relationship or swinging, is start lying about things.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, no, I was just out with my friend. It's like, no, if you were out with somebody and you fucked someone and it wasn't planned, talk about it and explain it, because you never know what somebody else is going to be thinking. Everyone else is different. They could be like, oh my god, me too. Or they could be like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. And discussing it
through.
Yeah.
So once you're in an open relationship, how many times do you experience this? Are you always off like fucking other people?
No, being open is like very fluid. For me anyway, it's different for different couples. We call ourselves open, but that doesn't mean we're going and fucking other people all the time.
Yeah.
It's very much talked about, and how would you feel if I did this? And I might meet up with this person. Sometimes we only want to be with each other and we only love each other and only want to fuck each other. And there are other times when I'm like, no, you know, like this is a very good situation I want to be involved with. Or I mean, my boyfriend knows that I'm at a swingers resort for a week and things will happen. And he's cool with that. But as long as, because you can flow in between, you can flow in and out of everything. If you're only allowed to kiss other girls, or you can have a full swap where you can get penetrated, you know, it's totally up to you and your partner and how far you want to go.
Yeah.
At the time. Oh, and it can change with other partners as well. You might have an open relationship and the next person you fall in love with or you want to spend your time with doesn't want an open relationship, and that's also cool.
I think quite a lot of people here at the resort don't even do much swinging outside of the resort.
Yeah.
Quite often, maybe couples would only do it like once every year.
Yeah, it could be just that sort of special occasion or a honeymoon, or oh, we're gonna go to Young Swingers Week and really let our hair down, and then for the rest of the time we're together, we don't.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So it doesn't have to be like this, like a massive part of your life. It can just be something that is fun, like once every so often.
Yeah.
So there are loads of like clubs that you can experience these things in
all
your
over the world.
in your hometown or in the bigger cities anyway.
It's so easy now just to get online and look up your local swingers club, fetish club. There's always stuff for beginners or intermediate. You know, you don't have to jump straight in. It's a little bit nicer when you're, you know, having a week holiday, because you can kind of dip in and dip out, and if you want to go to the nude pool, if you want to go to the playroom, you can.
Yeah.
But when you go to a night, most people are there to, you know, get down and dirty.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean to say you can't go and watch what's going on.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like a little bit more of an intense atmosphere, I guess.
Yeah, but I would still recommend it, even if you go there and look and leave and say it's not for me, or oh my god, watching that couple was really hot, because people are almost exhibitionists about it here.
Yeah.
Especially because everyone's new.
Yeah, and we learned about this website called Cassidy.
Yeah,
Cassidy. Where you can meet other swinging couples.
And that's all over the world as well. There's all the other apps, and you know, you've got Thrinder, which is like for threesomes. We were on there for a while, but not like great. There are definitely places to go, especially in London. There's a little bit more opportunity. Europe has massive places that you can go to. We've been hearing so much about, like, there's a nude city in France.
Yeah, what?
That sounds so good. I want to go, where you can go to the supermarket nude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually surprising. Once you start talking about these things with people, you start learning how popular it is.
Yeah.
And most of the people here as well don't tell anyone that they know.
Yeah, there's lots of people that, because they keep it a secret from their family or their friends. And the good thing about this resort is that you can go into the nudist area and there's no phones or cameras allowed. We actually know a couple that have gone to the neighbouring hotel to take photos to send back to their family and be like, oh yeah, we were here, not at a swingers resort.
I think that is kind of sad, but I get why they have to do that, because swinging is about sex and opening up sex, and you don't want to talk about your sex life with everyone, especially like your mum and dad. Like, oh yeah, mum and dad, I'm in a swinging relationship and I go and fuck other people. Only
if that's the relationship that you have with your parents, or work. You could be worried about work finding out and they're not cool with that thing. I'm very lucky that I can talk to pretty much everyone about it.
Yeah, it's crazy that people get judged for things that they do in their spare time, like their sex life. It's really crazy.
Instead, people talk about, oh, I haven't had sex in 3 years, rather than, I had sex last week with like 4 other people.
And they're like,
oh my god, that's scandalous, rather than like, oh, you haven't had sex in that long? Me too.
It's healthy to have a sexual appetite.
Yes.
Well, if you want to know anything else about swinging or open relationships, please comment below, and hopefully our community will help you out and will answer too.
Yes, and tell us if you're a swinger and proud, or if you're a secret swinger as well.
Yeah. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And also remember to press that notification button so you can see all our new videos coming up.
Please. Also, social media, of course. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Bye.
Bye. Go check out our new podcast, Fucks Given.
We have a guest on each week to discuss the fucks that made us, or changed our life, or, gave us an epiphany.
Listen on Apple Podcasts,
Spotify,
Acast,
and Google Play.
And more. Don't forget to leave us a review and subscribe to the podcast.
Hashtag Fucks Given.